不想惹麻烦。
那就把项链交出来。
You have the wrong guy. Does he look like he can fight? Come on, bro.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is finally out, and let me just say, what an amazing film. What is up, you guys? Stick up with it, back again for another video, and welcome to my review of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This film had amazing action sequences, and the story was well told. We get to see the backstory of the Ten Rings organization that kidnapped Tony Stark in the first Iron Man movie. If you are planning to see this movie, it is a great as a standalone film, and you don't need to have seen any of the 24 MCU films that came before this. Now that I've given my spoiler-free review of the movie, now it's time to get into some spoilers. Spoiler warning! Spoiler warning! Spoiler warning! Spoiler warning!
Run. Who you really are.
Who are you?
I can't believe it! Trevor Slattery was the Ten Rings leader all along! Oh, wait, he's that guy from Iron Man 3 who the Marvel fans hated because he pretended to be the Ten Rings leader and turned out to be not the Ten Rings leader. So sorry about bringing that up, my bad! Anyway, spoilers ahead, homies. This film is about the real Ten Rings leader, Wenwu, played by Tony Leung. Wenwu gives himself a chance at life when he meets Xiaoling, played by Fiona Chen, and falls in love with her, and they have two kids together, named Shang-Chi, played by Simu Yang, and Xiaoling, played by Mia Zhang. Their mother gives them both these green pendant necklaces, but all their fun comes to an end when Wenwu's former enemy, the Iron Giant, find him, and they attack while he's away, killing his wife. And so, in his grief, Wenwu returns to his ring, gets his revenge, and then brutally retrains his son into a killing machine to follow in his footsteps. He does this with the help of his intelligent sidekick, Death Dealer, played by Andy Lam. Wenwu orders Shang-Chi to kill the head of the Iron Giant, and Shang-Chi never returns home afterwards, leaving his sister behind. Now, Shang-Chi is now going by the name of Sean. He and his friend, Katie, played by Aquafina, work as valet drivers. Now, Shang-Chi follows a postcard leading them to Madripoor along with Katie to this cage fight club owned by his sister, Xiaoling. This club is called the Golden Dagger. Now, the marquee match of the course is Wong fighting Abomination! Meanwhile, Shang-Chi is fighting his sister. We find out that the postcard was never sent by Xiaoling, but rather by their father, Wenwu. This was a trick to trap both of them in the same place at the same time. Wenwu takes them back to the Ten Rings compound to tell them about his plan to open the gateway to Ta Lo, where Xiaoling was from, because he believes that's where her soul is to be trapped in a cave. Voices are calling out to him. What did you think of the movie? What I liked about the film was the cinematography, the storytelling, and overall message throughout the film. The cinematography in this film was, in my opinion, well done. The warm colors, the wire work, and the way Xiaoling dodges the rings all portrays the Matrix, because the cinematographer of this film was Bill Pope, who did work on the Matrix film, so he uses the same kind of camera work in this film as he did in the Matrix. Now, the storytelling throughout the film was well executed. They used colors as one way of helping tell the story. When Wenwu uses the rings, they glow blue. Blue is the colder color tone, and it's associated with death, since really that is how Wenwu uses these rings, and the gold is associated with sunlight in life, and it also represents Shang-Chi and his mother and her people. I also like when Shang-Chi and Katie was jumped on the bus, the camera follows Shang-Chi from the exterior of the bus, and I just think it's a clever way of showing the fight. Now, we see that Shang-Chi is having breakfast with Katie's family, and he mistakenly sits in the seat of Katie's grandma's late husband. Katie and her mother are debating about the importance of superstitiously clinging onto the memory of dead ones, which is one of the hit at the movie's deeper message of ancestral grief. Like Shang-Chi as a character wants to escape the bloodshed of his ancestry, while his father lets his grief drive him mad and threaten to spread the literal soulness across the world. So Shang-Chi must learn to channel his pain from his father to something different, something positive, and these rings symbolize the ancestral weight that's dragging Wenwu down. But when transformed to his son, he changed color and become a force for good. What did you think of the mid-credit and post-credit scenes? Now, this film has two credit scenes. In the first one, we see Wong needs Shang-Chi and Katie to come back to the Sanctum Sanctorum, where he does some magic to analyze the Ten Ring alongside Shang-Chi and Katie while he's on a conference call with Captain Marvel and Bruce Banner. Now we see the Banner looks a lot older, and he's back into human form. And I thought the Hulk form after was a permanent thing from Endgame, but we still see that his arms in a sling after the injury of Endgame, after the snap. But we'll get some answers on why it's not Smart Hulk anymore in the upcoming She-Hulk series. And we'll also see that there's a pulsing beacon that could be summoning something that could change the course of the MCU as we know it. Not sure what it is, but hopefully we get an answer to that in the upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home movie, or even the next Shang-Chi movie, or the She-Hulk series, or the Captain Marvel 2. In the second post-credit scene, we see that we catch up with Zhao Lang, who's Shang-Chi and Katie. They believe that she's dismantling the Ten Rings after the battle, but instead she takes over her father's throne and expands the Ten Ring organization. And we can see that female warriors are sparring with male warriors. Now, I'm not sure that this is all intel, but I know that we're gonna get to see this in the next Shang-Chi film. My main thing is that now Zhao Lang is trying to make the Ten Ring more friendly, and meaning like she's now getting guys and girls trained. Because in this film we see that Zhao Lang was never trained by her father, but took whatever he was using to train his son to help herself train herself. So guys, I highly recommend you to go see this movie if you haven't yet. If you have seen the movie, then let me know what you like about the film in the comment section below. So yeah, that will be it for my spoiler review of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also don't forget, Techie Gaming is the future. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace!